We have one of our biggest games tomorrow this season, and we're going to play against super informed Manchester City, who won yet again in the week in the Champions League this time, and they're flying in Premier League too. If they're winning against us, they will be top of the table again. KDB is back from his injury and he's looking just as he usually does. He's scoring goals, providing assists, putting up incredible passes and performances. He got another man of the match in the week, and Haaland is back from his injury as well, scoring goals. So it's not looking good for us. It might be a very long night, a very long game, because when you play against Manchester City, they will make you suffer, and they will dominate possession, they will constantly have movement, they will play these 1-2 passes, tiki-taka football, and they will press you really high up when they're losing possession. Have to defend a lot, sit deeper, but that can, actually suit us, because I think we are far better when we can counterattack compared to when we going to dictate the tempo and trying to break down the low blocks. And we have seen this season on the Pochettino we can really be competitive against these top 6 teams. We played 4-4 last time against City at home. It was a very exciting game, back and forth, but at that time City didn't have KDB. And now he's back, and just City's team overall, full of superstars, has some individual quality that is very rare to find, and they can create something out of nothing. So if we're going to have a chance against this City side away, we have to put up our best performance of the season. We're going to need a better performance than we had against Aston Villa away in the FA Cup, and every player needs to show up. Pochettino needs to be spot on with the tactics. We need to be brave, confident, but I have a feeling we can put up those sort of performances. I mean, if we saw that against Aston Villa, against the previous games we faced top 6 teams, and we can raise those levels a bit higher, I think we can always have a chance, to win against the biggest teams. But we need to be on point with literally everything. And we're coming though from 2 consecutive wins. We beat Aston Villa, Crystal Palace. That breeds confidence into the players. The team spirit will be higher this time, and when we can play on the counter-attack, as I said, we can be dangerous. I think that suits Pochettino's football a bit more in this current moment. But if we're making silly mistakes, giving away the ball, as soon as the best team smelling blood, they will punish you for it, because they got those qualities. They got players that is clinical and can take the matters in their own hands. But of course, you're always going to believe you have a chance. You should never think you're going to lose. It doesn't matter who is in front of you, and players need that confidence and belief in themselves from he needs to have some real dressing room talk before the game. And it's a very good test, to see where we are compared to City, where we are at the moment. And at least I want to see a top performance. Then sometimes you can't really control the result in the end. If you're brand new here and want to be a legend, make sure you like this video, subscribe to my page, hit that notification bell down below. Then just hold on a second. I need a little sip from my coffee before I continue. I thought Pochettino's press conference were a bit interesting. We're going to go through some key talking points, but let's get the team news out the way first here. And Silva is unfortunately out with a minor injury that he picked up in the last game against Palace, where he blocked a shot from Arteta. Then he felt something. Pochettino mentioned he's only out for this game. I think this game would have suited Silva, where we're going to defend deep, his reading of the game, He has faced elite strikers and attackers before, similar to Haaland and wingers in Foden, etc. And he has the know-how reading of the game, and sure, he might not have the pace when it comes to play with high line, but we're probably not going to play with a high line against City, and it would have been excellent having him this game. His calmness and composure in the team, I think that would have been very much needed in this game. But instead, Levi Cole comes in. He is fit now. I guess we're going to see him for the next Sassi. But you always want one of your best players, of course, available. But it's only one game, though. Some people still disrespecting Silva. It's beyond incredible for me how they can do that. Now, of course, Silva is coming towards the end of his career, but he's still got some elite qualities in him, despite being 39. Of course, he's not athletic as he once used to be. He doesn't have the pace as he once used to be. He might have done some mistakes here and there, might not be the best player defining in wide areas and when the ball gets behind the back line, but you know, he still got some real qualities that could have been needed. But yeah, let's get further into the team news. Carney is out as well. He twisted an ankle. I mean, now some players that are constantly picking up injuries. That is unfortunate. He could have been a great sub in this game. Pochettino also received an interesting question from a journalist where he was asked how he can develop players like Mudryk if they don't getting play time from time to time. Pochettino gave actually an interesting answer to that. He said that if players are out, they get to feel they're out and not getting game time. They get to feel the pain, how it can be, and they also have to then realize where they need to prove. They need to realize themselves also where they have to, what they have to do to get back into the starting 11. They have to take responsibility themselves as well, and that will make them be more mature. It will make them grow as a player, as a person. I think he did this very good in one occasion earlier this season with Mudryk. You know, he was out for a very long time, didn't get a sniff out there on the pitch, and suddenly he was coming on, and instead of Mudryk not showing any effort, he played with the right type of anger in his mind that he was going to prove Pochettino and everyone that he deserves to be out there on the pitch. And I think that night and the game after that, he scored 2 goals. So he had a very good mentality after being left out. And that's the sort of mentality I want to see from Mudryk now if he's getting a chance off the bench. The talking point, he was mentioning that he wasn't happy with Jackson getting another yellow card. He's 1 yellow card from getting a 2-game suspension. But I mean, it was also good that Jackson showed his happiness for the team and the players when they scored the winning goal against Palace. So it was a pretty hilarious one, you know. Jackson, out of all his yellow cards he has picked up, it has been from sort of, he has arguing with the referee, or it has been some simulation, or I don't know, it hasn't really been a tackle that he has got a yellow card from. So I mean, he's a young guy, as Pochettino said. He will mature eventually. More sippily dip. It's getting cold, man. The coffee is getting cold. I'm talking too long, you know. Let's get into my preferred and predicted lineup. You know, I'm gonna say this. It's not easy to pick a lineup. You know, I've been sitting for 2 hours. You know, are we going to play that formation? Is that play going to start? What are we going to do? And it is difficult. So I'm still not convinced how we're going to start, but you can happily correct me in the comments down below, of course. But Petrovic will start for me. We will have Colwill and Disasi as a centre back pairing. Colwill has been looking good recently when utilized together. Malagusto and Ben Chilwell will of course be the fullbacks on each side. And in the midfield, you know, I'm going with a 3-man midfield, a sort of 4-3-3 formation. Now, if this formation doesn't work, we need to be quick and change stuff in the game. But at the same time, you don't want to change too much. But I want to match Manchester City in the midfield by having 3 midfielders. And I will have Caicedo as the lone DM. We have Enzo Fernandez and Conor Gallagher as 2 aides beside him. And I want them to help out Caicedo, you know. He cannot be left out alone against De Bruyne, Bernardo Silva, etc. Utilize Gallagher's ground coverage throughout the pitch. And he will also help massively in the field. I don't want him to be too far up and press. I don't feel like we need to press against City because they're just gonna play through us. But of course we can press them if we're going down 1-0 and 2-0, obviously, because then we don't really have a choice. Therefore I will have Enzo, Gallagher, Caicedo in a 4-3-3. As my wingers, I go with Cole Palmer. Hopefully he can be the cold Palmer against City now, his previous club, and make the difference. He had a stunning game last time we faced them. Palmer just continue to grow and perform better, and I notice when he's utilized as a right winger compared to as a false 9 and a number 10, I feel like we just get so much more out of his creativity. So therefore he starts as the right winger for me, and Nkunku will be the left winger. And here I'm not sure. I couldn't decide if I was gonna have Nicholas Jackson there, if I was gonna have Sterling there, and if Jackson or Nkunku was gonna be up front. I just feel like when Nkunku is utilized as a striker, we can't really get him involved enough. And Jackson has the pace to go behind the backline. But him and Nkunku can also interchange positions. But do we really want Nkunku defending deep? This is where it gets tricky, because I have never really seen Nkunku played as a winger. I only seen him played as a number 10, as a center forward behind the striker, or as a lone striker, you know. So it can be a risk using him as a left winger. So yeah, this is where I got stuck. Let me know what you would change here. This is my lineup. I have the trust in these players to put up a performance when you at least expect it, because they've shown it throughout the season, and we put up a really good performance against City last time. Now it's just that we need everyone to raise the level to a new level they haven't played on before. We need Pochettino to be spot on, help the guys out there. If we need to make early changes, if we need to make changes in the half time, so be it. Let's get all the belief and confidence into this game. We should put up a real performance that we might choke match the away at Etihad Stadium. So thank you so much for watching, guys. Take care, and I see you later.